Hello everyone. Today we're going to talk about cooling systems and an annoying little hose on the first generation Audi S4 and S6 that will sometimes catch you out and make your life a pain. So for those of you that want a reliable daily driver, this little hose sits underneath the intake manifold on these cars, and I will show you in just a second. Okay, so in my hand you see this short little section of hose. This is all it is. And it literally connects one little section of metal coolant tubing to another. And of course this section of hose is no longer available from Audi, which, you know, is not a shock for those of you that have owned these cars for any length of time. So what we're going to do is remove this hose and replace it with this new Gates silicone heater hose. 9.5 millimeters, made in Vietnam, right there. So it's a multi-ply, looks to be very good quality, and a number of people in the Quattro World forums, I believe it was, have recommended or used this specific hose. So it actually doesn't matter that it's blue, it's hidden under the out of sight anyway. You just want something good that's going to last. So what you're going to need, this is actually a pretty easy, it's actually a really easy replacement. As long as you don't have giant hands, and mine are not too bad. So I was able to get this hose out of here in about 5 minutes. The front connector, of course, sits right on this little metal tube, which I can get that to focus for me. You can see right there. So the front section of that hose mounts right there. And if you're lucky, that hose clamp's pointed in the right direction for you. Mine was not, so I had to get in there with a really short, kind of an angled screwdriver, get it loose and then spin it around and remove it the rest of the way. So pay attention to that when you put it back together, obviously. If you ever need to remove it, do yourself a favor and align the clamp the correct direction. Now, the worst part of that is the rear connection. You can see the little section here underneath the water manifold area where it attaches, and with this one I had to get in there with a little mini socket, a 7 millimeter, to loosen up that clamp. And of course mine happened to be oriented the right direction. If yours is pointed backwards towards the head, you are going to have a world of hurt to get that off, I would imagine. So hopefully yours are pointed the correct direction. You know, from the factory they tend to be pointed towards this side of the car, and you'll still probably want a razor blade or something to cut that free once you get the clamp off. Okay, so when you reassemble this, make sure you have the hose clamps hanging on the downside. That will make your life a lot easier. So when it goes in, attach that to the rear and orient your front hose clamp the same way. It'll be a lot easier to get in and off in the future.